Grab your glasses, everybody. It's time for a Moonshine Safari.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Moonshine Safari.
Welcome.
That's beautiful Dinah.
That's hot Josh.
Can,
you hot?
it's warm in here. All the lights and everything, and a hat, but everything. But
all the things.
Hey, welcome, Shiners, and F all y'all. Good to see you. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for watching the videos and all of that stuff and sending all the good vibes and all the things that you're doing. So we want you to keep doing that. So our first shine out is to you. Because it's shine out time.
It is shine out.
Yeah, absolutely. And
it's getting sunny.
Oh man.
It's been hot out here, huh?
It's been pretty warm. Got cool a couple days. Now it's going to get hot again.
It's gonna get
almost in the 90s this week.
It's kind of doing like a roller coaster thing right now, but it won't get as cool as it was anymore. We're done with that for the year.
Exactly. I've seen this running around on Facebook talking about like the 12 seasons of Arizona, but I saw somebody that was from Houston had the same list, so apparently Arizona and Houston have the same weather patterns, I guess. Anyway, big shout out to our military, those who are deployed, and our veterans. We want you to come home and be safe.
And men and women. Did you hear about the first female Green Beret?
No, I did not.
They said that the first female woman that
actually
made it
passed through all the tests and everything. That's fantastic.
It's amazing.
That's amazing.
Okay,
we might have
tougher than me.
That's pretty tough. I don't know. You're pretty tough. You're tough in here. So,
I would have been like Private Benjamin. Dating myself a little bit.
Private Benjamin.
I'm not getting up.
Wow, that's a throwback. Anyway. Along that line, I'd like to give a shout out to the IDF too, who continues to protect Israel and the Holy Land. Also, I'm gonna give a shout out to constitutionalists because we are sick and tired of all you politicians spending all of our money and wasting all of our time.
Exhausting.
All right, so shout out to all you constitutionalists out there. Also, Buddy's Pizza in Gilbert.
Yeah, it's our favorite pizza.
Yeah, we had our week off. And had some buddies. Ooh,
it was amazing.
I love me some buddies, man. Also, this is kind of cool. Oh, I know the butter crust. And their thin crust, too. Amazing. And their beer nuggets.
Oh, yeah. Super.
Right? Beer nuggets, yeah.
Beer nuggets.
Something cool happened. I took a picture on my Instagram of wearing a Whalen shirt. And it was on the anniversary of his death, and the official Whalen Instagram actually liked it, commented, and then shared that, but they put like a little thing around it. If you go to my story and Cantankerous Josh on Instagram, they did this little thing. It's I guess now I am also online model.
Absolutely.
I didn't know.
It's amazing.
Wait, how you do?
Okay. I mean, I never did it.
They all change. They're like, sometimes they're like this.
Well, it depends. I noticed that people seem to like the same. Yeah, they have this thing going.
I know. I think it's pretty funny. I check them out. I think it's hilarious. Anyway, another one. I like to give a shout out to Pete Nori Danish Pete. He also commented when I showed a picture on my Instagram of Yolanda and got her pick guard did, and you see that in the last video. If you check that out.
I'm sorry, my nose is itching.
Oh, just got a bug. Anyway, he said he dug it, so we want to give a shout out to Danish Pete.
Shine.
Yeah. So, do you have any shout outs besides?
It's National MS Awareness Month.
It is. That's correct.
You're gonna see me posting a lot about it.
There is, and let me clear something up real quick. If you ever look at her pages and stuff, you can see that she hardly ever, before this, posted anything about MS. Very seldom. She made her own page that MS sucks and stuff. And
I hardly ever even did anything with that. My idea was to share tips and tricks, and I just never did.
But make no mistake, some people who do that is a poor me and they just want attention. This is not about that. Well, it is about attention. It is about awareness, and that's what it is. Because people don't understand MS. They don't see because you can't necessarily see what's going on.
And it's a group. It's one in a group of autoimmune issues, and I realize that those are prevalent in this world that we live in now.
Yes.
But we need to deal with it. We need to figure out what's causing it, and we need to stop it. Because it's not just me. The post on my Instagram today, the most recent study showed that about 1 million people in the U.S. have MS. That's a lot of people.
That's a ton. That's a ton.
So. And I know you guys are all jealous of my little red.
Her ride. Her little red rodeo.
I cracked myself up.
Hey.
Anyway.
I gotta get Del Toro to do this. Del Toro, you can go to our little thread from earlier today. I need you to post the Redneckalicious vehicle right here.
Oh.
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's pretty funny.
I need to know that person.
Well, we got there today, and I told Robin, I'm like, it's the General Lee.
I need to. Well. Oh, I should.
Ish.
I can't. No, I can't. I'll get no.
Okay. I didn't go.
You know, if everybody wasn't so damn offended all the time, gotta make sure. I'm sorry, did I offend you? I almost said something that would probably offend a ton of people, and well, probably won't even make it on YouTube, but not that anybody watches that much anyway. But it doesn't matter. Oh. Music time.
Music time.
Hey guys, you need to check out SoundCloud. You need to go to our YouTube channel. We've got a new track up there. Dinah and Robin has done an amazing job of I'll Fly Away. We have it posted up on there. Check them out. Give them some thumbs up.
It's the Alison Krauss version from Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Oh, it's beautiful. And the harmonies are delightful.
Well, we sound like the same person a little bit.
No, not really. You can definitely tell a difference.
Very blendy, though.
I think Robin is more, I would say, hi Robin. Robin's behind the camera over there.
Hi. I would say Robin has a little bit of a deeper voice.
I would say she's more of an alto, I would think. You know, in between that, and I would say you're more of an alto soprano. She's more on the lower end, I think, than you are. I think you have just a higher range in that. Not that she couldn't, but...
yeah, but she can definitely go.
She hasn't been singing quite as long as you. And in all of the choirs and all that kind of stuff that you did before. But so go check those out. Hopefully we're going to have a rough cut of Fuck All the Way Off this week, maybe. If not, I'm going to put one up of my own. I'm trying to get Del Toro, but he's working all the time, and all that fun stuff.
We have an extra fun cover of Robin and Del Toro singing God Bless America that's going to make it up there sometime this presidential election year.
Oh. I can't wait.
It's awesome.
All right. Hey, if you guys have any local suggestions for bands, good bands, rock bands, kind of stuff, we actually have one that we went and saw one time. Tripwire. Remember, they were at like an 80s cover band. Man, they did a lot of rock stuff. They were really good. And I know they're local. They go all over the place. So check them out. And if you have any suggestions, put them down in the comments below, and we sure would appreciate that. Okay.
We'll make Del Toro open up the YouTube for comments. I noticed one of them wasn't.
That's probably true because, well, they get all the hate, and you just don't want to have to deal with all that kind of garbage. It's no fun. But anyway, all right. This is the time where we usually talk about some kind of weird list. I mean, we've talked about our greatest fears. We've talked about favorite candies or some other stuff. And I was thinking, Dinah, that maybe just shortly we would talk about some of our favorite comedians, because one thing that you and I, music has always been something that we've always brought us together. Right. Another thing has always been comedy.
Yeah, the good news is, for the most part, we tend to gravitate towards the same comedians, because think about it, comedians are like pizza. You could find any variety. You might not like that guy, but that doesn't mean he's not funny. It just means that that's not your style.
That's actually a pretty good analogy. You could say, because you and I both like cheese pizza, but I like pineapple on pizza. You don't like pineapple.
I do not like pineapple.
There are comedians that I like that she doesn't care for.
Blasphemous in my opinion.
And they're comedian. Well, it isn't, but they're comedians that you like that I don't necessarily care for. And then we have the ones in the middle that we both like. Okay, so one of the ones that we really like together, and we've seen her several times, and in fact she has a new hits album out that you can download, is Kathleen Madigan.
Kathleen Madigan is just one of my favorites, and
you're gonna say it. She's gonna say it. I'm thinking it. She's gonna say it. I'm thinking it, but she's gonna say it. Go ahead and say it. Here, wait. Let me tell you what she's gonna say.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, she's gonna say there's not a whole lot of women comedians out there that are very funny.
Okay.
But she is one of them.
No, what I was actually gonna say is
not that.
there's not a whole lot of women comedians out there that I prefer. That doesn't mean they're not funny. It's just
Is that not
my
the same
style.
exact thing?
No, because
It
I'm not
is.
gonna say they're not funny. That's
I
not
didn't say
fair.
they weren't. Well, they're not funny to you.
Okay, they're just not my cup of tea.
Well, that's.
I'm just. I'm trying not to get in trouble.
With who?
I don't know.
With who do you think? Oh.
But I think she's amazing. I think she's funny. I do.
Do you think that I don't even want to say her name, but it's her initials are S and B. She's not funny at all. So, sorry, she's just not. Anyway, Jeff Foxworthy.
Jeff Foxworthy's funny.
He's who we went to see him.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Back during the blue collar comedy
I guess
tour we did
one
once.
time I went and don't remember going.
We went to see him at the Arizona State Fair once.
That was the time.
That's the one.
Because see, I must have blocked out the
It
whole
was in
fair
the 90s.
thing. It must have been. It must have been like so traumatic. I just blocked it out because I really hate
Yes.
the fair. Sorry,
He
guys.
really does not like to go to the fair.
I don't. That was a trained thing. My parents trained me to hate the fair. They did.
I get it.
Yeah, they just did. They would rather take me to Walmart and let me buy a toy than to take me to the fair, and they would spend way more money on a bunch of crap that would break anyway. So
You know, I grew up in Flagstaff, and so in Flagstaff they had like the powwows and stuff like that. But I never went to those, but my sisters did. Got to hear a lot of
they
those
didn't have
stories.
that. No. Another one, Louis Grizzard.
Oh my gosh.
Now she would have never heard of Louis Grizzard had it not been
No,
for me.
I wouldn't.
You got to check out Louis Grizzard. He is hilarious.
It's that southern thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's
He's
fun.
got great. He's the storyteller. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a
and he's good
paper
at it.
guy, art. He's a journalist. So
In fact, okay, this is going to date me too, but
Okay.
he was actually a guest star for a while,
Oh, yeah.
sometimes on Designing Women.
right, that's correct. Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, and man, he's like a crazy actor too. Who knew
Yeah,
that he
he's
could?
good. Yeah.
Maybe he's just pretending to be funny, and he's just really good at pretending.
He's just,
Because he's a great actor. You've seen
Yeah.
some of those intense roles he's been in.
yeah,
It's
he,
pretty
can,
amazing.
he can do it.
Louis Black.
Yeah, Louis Black. Okay, and it's funny because politically, or may not agree with Louis Black. In fact, probably most things I wouldn't agree with him on. That said,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean you can't find him funny. I think he's a riot.
Well, most comedians, I would say, politically lean more left than
Than
we
I
do.
do.
But we also can laugh at ourselves because there's some crazy stuff that, that people who lean to the right do too. So
Absolutely.
you just got to be able to laugh at yourself though, and not take it so seriously.
I also think
you know?
that it
Crazy.
matters how they approach it, because I
Yeah.
think that there are comedians that can approach it with humor and it's funny and they make fun of it and all that stuff. And then there are some comedians that sound angry about it all the time, and that's not fun anymore to me. It's not fun.
Some have turned that way, right? Some have turned more the angry side. Yeah.
And that's, to me, I don't find
Right.
that fun.
Bernie Mac.
He was
He makes
amazing.
me cry. He makes me cry. I laugh so hard, I cry.
Yeah.
Kings of Comedy is just
It's
the
just-
best
it's a
thing
classic.
ever. It never gets boring.
No.
It is always
I watch it
funny
a million
every
times
time.
over.
It's kind of like the Latin Kings of Comedy too.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
I have to give props to Paul Rodriguez because
Okay, and I have to
that
say,
story makes me laugh on that. So it makes me cry. Oh,
Del
so
Toro
funny.
will like this story. When he was little, I used to make him watch the Latin Kings of Comedy because he made this face like George Lopez would make when he was mad. And
Yeah.
so I made him watch it, and he stopped making it. Right, Del Toro? Right? Come on.
Right here. You could do something and put like our little fuzzy friend or something over
Yeah,
here.
something.
Somewhere over there. All right. Now, some of the old school, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Now, someone she wouldn't care about, Andrew Dice Clay,
Okay,
That's old school.
I like some of Jerry Seinfeld's old stuff.
Jerry Seinfeld, Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
He's not
Not my
big.
thing.
She's not a big fan.
But like I
Red
said,
Fox,
it's not
he was like the one that broke the ground for all the dirty stuff, I guess. You know.
Oh,
and I
well,
love
I
Sanford,
don't
so.
think I've ever actually watched his stand-up.
Well, I don't think you could. Well, it was mostly. My dad had some albums. And,
Okay.
ooh, I never heard words like that. Anyway. All right. So, if you could think of anything, any of your favorite comedians or any that we didn't mention, and
There's
there's a
some
lot
definitely
more.
ones, yeah.
There's a lot more. And there's a lot more that we didn't go over. These are just a list of some of our favorites. Leave them in the comments below. We would appreciate that. Also, coming up, right now, since it's MS awareness, we're on the roll of our daily problems, the daily deals, the things that she deals with constantly. And one of the big things, almost, well, let's say nightly, is your interrupted sleep.
No, absolutely.
Constantly interrupted. So why don't you give them kind of an idea of what a typical, not like one of your bad nights, but like a typical night would be, like
a normal one.
Yeah, like a normal night. All of that, the getting up and the flipping and all that.
Well, I mean, first of all, I think one of the things that when you're young, you don't realize, you play a game. Oh, I'm going to pretend like my legs don't work and I have to sit in a chair all the time. Just the stupid things that kids play. What you don't know is that when your hip flexors don't work the way they're supposed to, it inhibits everything that you're trying to do. So I don't turn over in bed like normal people. I actually get up and I flip around so that when I start in the night, my head is at the head of the bed, but then instead of turning over, because that's not easy to do, I actually get up and I splay the other direction. So that's how I turn over.
And you have to do that why? I mean, why do you have to?
Well, because my hips will start to hurt,
right.
or my leg will start to hurt, and I have to move, and that's just the easiest way for me to do it.
Right.
And then sometimes, and this is not uncommon, but like my leg will start hurting because a nerve decides it's going to be tweaked or whatever. So I have to sit up for 10 or 15 minutes. It's not a huge long time. It's just that it interrupts my sleep, obviously. So I have to sit up and maybe I'll grab my phone, look at the news for a couple of minutes until it chills and bed's back down and then I lay back down again.
How often does that happen? Does that happen like once a night or a couple times a night?
It depends. It depends on the night. Like I would say last night I did sit up for, 5 or 10 minutes, but it wasn't long.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't fight going to the bathroom in the night. Like if I need to go to the bathroom, I get up and go to the bathroom because otherwise it's going to make my leg twitch.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. I try to explain to people. I have all my little pet names for it, but it's just weird stuff that when in your normal brain, you would never think, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. It's making my leg twitch. I got to get up. Normal people don't think that way, but...
Well, we take it all for granted. Because if everything's working, you don't think about it.
You don't worry about it.
And then when you have a pain, you think, oh, that hurts, it hurts. And then eventually pain goes away and then you don't think about it, that you hurt there anymore. You take it for granted. It's like, oh man, I'm so glad I don't... Like, today I was working out, lifting weights. I haven't done that in so long. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so buff. Yeah. But I've been having a lot of shoulder pain. Remember, if you go to my Instagram, you can see where I was doing some therapy on my shoulders, which big shout out to Zen Body.
Zen Body, right.
They did a great job. It hasn't really hurt since, and I love it. And lifting weights and feels great.
Yeah.
Feels amazing. Didn't hurt, didn't pop, didn't crack, didn't sound like a goat eating celery in an aluminum can like it usually does. That's gross, but it does. She's so good to me because she doesn't wake me up. She's as quiet as she can be, and she doesn't, move the bed. It doesn't, it does. I usually sleep most of the time right through it. Sometimes I will wake up and I'll see her and I'll say, "Are you okay?" and that stuff, but very seldom. But she knows if she needs me, she just has to wake. She has to wake me up, and then
Yeah, there's nothing anyone can do. It's not like there's something that they did. This morning, my ankle is pissy with me right now. The problem with me is if something hurts, it'll just give. It's not like a normal, oh, I felt that, it hurts, no big deal.
You say twitch, walking. It's an involuntary move. Think of this, you're just walking and all of a sudden your right leg decides to, and not even just buckle, it just decides to draw up like that, just bump, like you're going to take a step, but you have no control. Well, then you're going down because your leg it's like a giant cramp. It just like pulls it right up and then she falls down. And then, which is, unfortunately she has fallen in the shower and she's fallen about everywhere, and that's one of the things. But the daily thing, the sleep and the issues.
Definitely.
So one of those things you think about, if you know someone with MS or some type of autoimmune issue like that, sleep is totally interrupted, and that's when your body's supposed to be trying to fix itself.
Well, it's like your commodity.
It's a thing that, and she goes through fatigue, and it catches up to you. It just
yeah.
eventually does. So, all right. Do you have anything else you'd like to add about the
No, but like I said, I'm gonna be
disrupting?
well. Sometimes I dream that I can't walk good, but I can. I thought about it because I'll fly away. I thought it was kind of funny because sometimes I dream that I can't walk good, but I can either run or I can fly, and so I'll just run everywhere because I can. So.
Yeah, if I'm running, please kill whatever's chasing me. Right. Okay, hey, I did. Before we get to the drinks and recipe section, if you see this little thing right here, this is the guitar head. And you go, oh, well, what kind of guitar is that? It doesn't have a label. You're right, it doesn't. This was my first ever electric guitar
This is his baby.
that I got in 1987. It's Cort. I've had some work done on it. It's had some custom stuff done. It's got the custom pickups, Fender, Strat, noiseless. This was done at Zim's Guitars. Shine out to Zim's over in Mesa.
They did great work.
Dane did a great job on this. This has been a couple years now that he did this when they first kind of opened, I think. And her name is in honor of my mama.
Mama.
So her name is Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Her name is Bonnie. So this is my Strat-ish guitar. Bonnie.
Bonnie. There are some pictures on Instagram as well of it.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yep.
There she is.
There she is. All right. Oh, goodness. Okay.
That was our dog.
That was Robin.
That
Robin.
That was not Hoochie.
If you heard that, that was Cookie. That was scary. Anyway. Hey, we talked about last one. I think we talked about the cornbread and didn't have a picture, right?
I don't think so.
We didn't. And
Sorry.
he could get one.
That was
Right
Robin's
here.
fault.
But are you tired? We boring
No.
you? No. No. Something that we didn't try before, and something I always thought of, and this was on our week off, of course. So I made some delicious sausage gravy from
you
this
did.
green chili sausage that we got, and it's beef sausage, by the way. From the guy up in Prescott that we get our cows from.
Yeah.
All right. So I made some beautiful gravy, which that's just really simple. If you know how to make gravy, just a couple tablespoons of flour in your fat, right? Cook it till you don't have that nasty flour taste. It's looks kind of, well, it depends on your grease. It's kind of golden, and then you add your heavy cream. I always add like a whole thing of heavy cream and then some hot water, and then I'll season it, and then I put the sausage back in. And it's amazing. Well, this time instead of having sausage and biscuits, make cornbread.
Cornbread.
So go back to the last video, the cornbread recipe, and the cornbread and sausage gravy was a good.
Oh, it was amazing. Sorry. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, maybe you are asleep.
No.
Wow.
I've just been sort of
Wow.
hard to put my butt in gear today. I don't know my issues. Anyway, but yeah, no, it was amazing. It was really good.
It was pretty good. So try
You have
cornbread
mastered the whole
and
gravy thing.
the cornbread too. I
Yeah.
mastered
Oh,
cornbread.
absolutely.
I make good cornbread. Anyway, you have anything else?
I'm good.
Robin, you got anything?
I got
like that?
nothing.
She got nothing.
Oh, book podcast probably going up soon.
That's right. We are reading
The Great Coats.
The Great Coats, and we have some podcasts that are going to be popping up.
It's so good.
We're going to do kind of like the first one is kind of like a review of the first books, and then we're going to start talking about having discussions about. So if you're going to read those along with us, that'd be great. But there will be spoilers. So
Yes.
we're not going to censor ourselves
Spoiler
in that stuff.
alerts.
And there's some really good stuff, and there's some really shitty parts too in
Yeah.
these books, and they get you.
And this is going to be only our first podcast on the books. So when we're done with this series, we're probably going to do another one,
Yep.
another series. So
Perhaps if it goes well, absolutely. All right, well, if that's it, we would like to thank you so much for tuning in and sharing your time that you're never going to get back, but this was a blessing to you. I just know it was. And I don't know, Robin, can you get my shirt? Can you see what it says? I'm sorry, did I offend you? And if I did offend you today,
oh well.
I don't care. Don't be such a baby. it's okay.
Sticks
We
and
can all be
stones and all
offended.
that.
It
Sticks
doesn't.
and stones
It's
and
not a
all
big
that.
deal. All right, hey shiners, have a great week. Remember, be good to one
Yes,
another. All
please.
right, spread the shine, because shine happens.
Hey y'all, welcome to Moonshine Safari. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, as well as check the description for information on our social media sites, as well as our Patreon account to help support our adventures in the Moonshine Wilderness.